Oh, Babylon! The movie is a mess. It's a huge mess. Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. This is a live news show for movie fans where we talk about all the big trending movie news headlines of the day. Starting out with things like the Thunderbolts movie, Deadpool 3 news, Indiana Jones 5, Magic Mike 3 has its trailer dropped today, and we'll talk about some cinematography. But Babylon had its premiere last night, and let's take a look at some of the early reactions. It's not good for Babylon. Babylon first reactions are all over the place, so that's not good. Responses for Damien Chazelle's film range from a daring Hollywood pick, not really guys, to truly monstrous. Yes, Babylon is a truly monstrous film. Yeah. I don't know, guys. Let's just take a look at what people are saying, and then we'll weigh it accordingly, right? Okay, this is from Variety. So let's take a look at some of the, social media reviews. 188 minutes, guys. So this movie Babylon is over 3 hours. About Hollywood, about when movies are, it was supposed to be about when movies went from silent films to being talking films, but it looks like it's more just a bunch of people partying, acting badly, getting into narcotics and stuff like that, and partying. It's supposed to be a love letter to Hollywood. Not reading it in the trailers, man. A tale of outsized ambition and outrageous excess. It traces the rise and fall of multiple characters during an era of unbridled decadence and depravity in early Hollywood. Of course, it's got a big cast. It's got Margot Robbie, Brad Pitt, Olivia Wilde is in this, really? Jean Smart, Samara Weaving, Tobey Maguire. Okay, Eric Roberts. Cool. Guys, I sort of like the trailer, but then as soon as I saw that 3 hour runtime, I just sat down in my seat and I was like, really? Why? Why does it have to be 3 hours? I don't want to spend half an hour with one character going over to a house and doing nothing that has anything to do with the rest of the story, man. Anyway, let's take a look at what some people are saying. Am I prejudiced? Does that make me prejudiced now? Just a 3 hour runtime make me prejudiced? Perhaps. And that's going to make you hit the thumbs down button. Is it? Oh, no, please don't hit that thumbs down button. Please. Oh, well, whatever. Who cares? Let's continue on. Okay, so here we go. Clayton Davis says, Babylon feels like if someone read Damien Chazelle The Story of Sodom and Gomorrah, and then he said, hold my beer. High octane, cocaine-inducing trip. First half is great, likely the internet's new favorite movie of all time. Margot Robbie and Justin Hurwitz are your stars. I don't even know who the heck Justin Hurwitz is. Wasn't it supposed to be this guy? Did we even see him in the cast? They've been kind of shoving him down our throats, and I don't like it. Just the way that they did with like Sam Worthington and Taylor Kitsch. There's like, this is the new guy. You gotta like him. You gotta love him. It's like, no, let us decide on our own. Anyway, Ryan Swin says, Babylon, truly monstrous in its thudding insistence on shoving the viewer's face in the muck and claiming it's something novel or moving. And that's the danger of this film. That's the danger when you look at what they're trying to do with this. Depravity, unbridled decadence, that they're trying to tap into that Wolf of Wall Street kind of thing, how that was depravity. But the thing is that if you go over the top with that stuff, it's just going to sour in people's mouths. And for being 3 hours, over 3 hours too, is just kind of like, that's long to have that stuff put in your face. And I just like, why can't it be just an hour and a half? Why can't it be an hour and a half? Anyway, Chazelle might be the most confident director in Hollywood today. Of course, he's also got some of the worst instincts out there. Okay. Another person says, extravagant, decadent, and altogether delightfully delicious is phenomenal filmmaking. Love letter to movie making and Margot Robbie's best performance to date. The score is outstanding. Okay, so that's a positive one. Okay. Guys, I'm still like, every now and then you get those movies where it's kind of like, do you really want to go to the theater to watch this? Babylon is a fever dream of a movie that's best when it's being a straight-out comedy. The drama barely plays, Pitt and Jovan Adepo give the best performances in the movie. Robbie, see, somebody contradicts there. I thought Robbie was the best. Robbie gives it her all, but the character is one note. Didn't love it. So, and she was like screaming and yelling in the trailer. So is that all we're going to get? It's kind of like a variation of Harley, but it's just not as cool. I don't know. It's just three. Damien Chazelle brings buckets of energy to Babylon, but it's never not pounding and obvious, and finally uninsightful. Everything about it is borrowed, even down to Tobey Maguire stealing the film as it's Alfred Molina, a Scorsese Coke film by a squeaky clean director. Babylon is dazzling, dizzying cacophony of demented depravity. Loved it. Okay, a rebellious, outrageous portrait of golden era of hedonistic Hollywood. But that wasn't the... See, they're glamorizing it. And that's not what... It was off, like... That's when casting couch stuff happened, guys. That's when producers were... Like, they better make a statement about that. That's what I want to know. It's like, don't romanticize that era. Babylon is a daring Hollywood epic that utterly shocks the senses. Margot Robbie and Diego Calva give huge performances. Damien Chazelle incorporates his signature musicality and movement throughout. Justin Hurwitz's score is one of the hell of wall of sound. All right. Babylon is an ambitious mess of a film. I don't even know where to begin with this one, but the tone is all over the place. Margot Robbie tries the script, but the script fails her. A love letter to cinema that made me hate cinema. Yeah, I have some really, really bad news to share with you. Babylon is a flaming hot mess, a total disaster. Easily Damien Chazelle's worst film, and one of the worst films of 2022. And that's exactly what I didn't want to hear. But it's kind of like, I don't know if I want to go to the movie and watch this, to the theaters and watch this. This is something that I'd be kind of like, well, all these, it's just kind of, because of the runtime, I want to be able to pause. And if I want to be able to hit the fast forward button, I want to be able to hit the fast forward button. I don't want to sit there in the theater for 3 hours watching something that's self-indulgent. Kind of like, no. Like if I, no, God. I don't know why I'm so bitter about this one. And I know it's going to rub people the wrong way, but it's not up there right now. But I just hope the budget isn't like something outrageous, like $150 million or $200 million. Let's just see what it says. Okay, $78 million. $78 million. That's, it could make that back maybe on its run. December 23rd. No, you're coming up against Avatar. No, you're not. I don't know, man. With reviews like this, oof. And it serves the studios right. Because why would you... 3 hours, guys. 3 hours. And it's like, and then you're not a fan of film, James. Oh, I most definitely am. I am. I just... It just, they haven't learned anything. Like Amsterdam, I'm somebody who liked Amsterdam, and Amsterdam was like this big director, big cast. It should be a big hit, just like Babylon. And what was Amsterdam's budget? Amsterdam's budget was 80 million, and it's one of the bigger bombs of the year. And that one was what was the length of that one? What's the running time on that? I think it was just over 2 hours, right? Amsterdam. 2 hours and 14 minutes. So that's a little bit more reasonable, right? If you got a long film and it's just over 2 hours, fine. This is over Babylon's over 3 hours. And I just don't know if I got the stomach for it, man. I just don't. And I know I'm a movie fan, and I know I should give it a chance, but it feels like you're punching me in the gut with this. And I don't know why, other than just being disappointed by it just being, it trying to be almost like like a Baz Luhrmann film, right? And Baz Luhrmann knows how to do this kind of stuff with this over-the-top stuff. He knows how to do that. We know Scorsese knows how to do it. So I don't know. Maybe Chazelle's just not living up to the task on this one. I don't know, but it's just kind of like early reactions say that Babylon is a mess, and I know that there are some other reviewers out there that said yes, it's fine, it's great. But you know how it's not like people just walked out of Wakanda Forever and were just like, "Whoa, man, this was awesome," or they didn't walk out of Batman and like how they just had that glow about them. They're not the people that even like Babylon are not like that for this, and it's kind of like, hopefully no awards buzz gets around this one. It just goes away. Anyway, talking about Baz Luhrmann, let's talk about some cinematography. Okay, because I guess there were some cinematography awards out there, and Baz Luhrmann at Camera Image were making theatrical movies for the theater. The Elvis director, and Elvis talking about something that was very loud and bombastic, but it had a measured control about it, and I still think that Elvis is probably going to still be one of my favorite movies of the year because of the performances and the music was, but anyway, Elvis director Mandy Walker received a standing ovation Monday in Poland's Cinematography Film Festival. Okay, so that's what it's for. We're making movies for the theater and theater experiences. Well, that's good. I guess they try to do with that Babylon, but you got, I don't know. Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop with the Babylon stuff. Following Elvis, I'm not going to make movies if it goes straight to streaming, he said. Luhrmann, we're making theatrical movies for the theater, and that's a sentiment that I believe in. I honestly believe in that. But there are movies that sometimes that we're coming up because of the streaming services. We are coming up to where it's kind of like, well, guys, it was a good movie, but did you really need to go to the theater to see that? And I've been finding myself in that situation lately over the last couple of weeks where it's kind of like, I don't really want to watch that movie, but I'm going to go watch it anyway, kind of thing, right? And Babylon's going to be one of those movies. And sadly, I know a lot of people won't like to hear this. Avatar is going to be one of those movies. They'll be kind of like, I don't really want to go to the theater to see it. I'll watch it when it's on streaming. Movies that I do want to watch are things that I like, right? And why can't that be the case? I like Smile. I like going to see horror stuff like The Menu this weekend. I'm really looking forward to that. And I was looking forward to Wakanda Forever. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's just your tastes, I suppose. But I believe in that sentiment. Theater movies. And I know Cameron, he'll come around with Avatar. He'll deliver. But it seems like Babylon and these other kind of things, they're not delivering. Anyway, Art Glass Viking says, I'd like the binge culture may have some influence on the longer run times. So yeah, for sure. But it's just, when I try to think about a story like a script, because I write scripts, I try to think about it as in 30-minute chunks, right? And then I'm trying to think about the bare bones of it, right? Get it down to the first 90 minutes and then augment it or, embellish a little bit more here and there. And that'll maybe extend it to 2 hours or like 200 pages. It's just, I don't know. Anyway, let's continue on with the cinematography kind of thing, this Cinematography Festival. The Banshees of Inisherin, a cinematographer, aimed for beautiful isolation while filming on remote island. And yeah, definitely, we just reviewed Banshees of Inisherin, and it was a good film. It was, and it's one that benefits from being seen on the big screen because they do go to these really beautiful locations, this island, and film like the coastline of this island. It's beautiful. Let's see what he says here. So you really feel this sort of isolation, but kind of beautiful isolation, if that makes sense. Yeah. Because it's an island, but there's also this green pastures with these rock formations all around, like walls all over the place. It's beautiful. It's breathtaking. And that one is, yeah, it's one of those ones where you want to see that in the theater for sure. So that's kind of cool. Banshees of Inisherin, guys, it's out now. I totally recommend you go see that one too. Continuing on with the cinematography, let's talk about Black Panther 2 and its cinematography, which was really good. Camera image, DP was director of photography. Autumn Duralde Arkapaw used light to convey grief and rebirth. The film is so important culturally and to so many people, she said to Poland's International Cinematography Festival. I'm just trying to think about that. Was the lighting? Like, I know that they used a lot of whites when they were in the morning stages for certain characters in the movie. I guess so. I need to see Wakanda Forever again because I kind of like. It was my first viewing was kind of like I need to know what's happening with these characters. I need to know how you're resolving these questions. I was kind of like, okay, but now when I watch it again, it'll be kind of like looking at a little bit more about the pacing, a little bit more about things like this, about the aesthetic and stuff like that. As far as aesthetic choices for this, because of the importance of Kugler, of grief, rebirth, and migration, and all this stuff that is so textural and the delicate, we decided to detune and modify some T-series lenses. And then we used wider lenses for close-ups. Okay. Well, that's kind of interesting. Wider lenses for close-ups. And okay, so that would sort of distort the sides on a really tight shot in somebody's face. Okay. Fascinating. What do you guys think about that kind of stuff? I dig that. Moving on. The trailer for Magic Mike dropped. And let's talk about that. Magic Mike's Final Dance, Channing Tatum. We saw this in the Twitter roundup yesterday, right? Magic Mike's Last Dance, Channing Tatum, February 10th in theaters, 2023. It's going to be directed by Steven Soderbergh, the guy who he's just like said that he was going to retire like 8 movies ago, but he never did, right? So there you go. So do you believe when Tarantino says he's going to retire? No. Anyway, Channing Tatum, Salma Hayek. And I watched this trailer. And Salma Hayek, I got to tell you, really stood out in this. She did. Magic Mike's Last Dance. I guess he's working as a bartender or something. I don't know if that's his main job or if he still tries to do like the stripping thing on the side, but she sees him, and I guess he performs for her, and she's kind of taken by it, and she wants to produce a show that he'll put on in some place in Europe, I think it said. Is it London? And she puts money behind him to put on this Last Dance, but she wow. Yeah, that's cool. And you know that Channing Tatum, he started out as a dancer, so that's cool, man. He knows how to move, and it looks like it's kind of like this is his last chance to put on something a little bit more respectable, I suppose. Although there's nothing wrong with male stripping. Hey, if you like it, you like it. That's your bag. Have at it, Hoss. But yeah, I kind of respect this kind of angle of him trying to put on one last show, and then it's kind of like it grapples perhaps with a little bit of the money behind it and stuff like that. A little familiar territory in that aspect, but I kind of liked how like he was there putting the show together and stuff like that, and I was kind of like, Magic Mike's Last Dance. Sounds it looked actually pretty good. The trilogy I didn't know I needed, but now I love every bit of it. He couldn't be Gambit, but he still made a trilogy. I don't see the connection there. This looks great and epic. I can't wait to see if he is one of my favorite character. He is one of my favorite actor now, sort of ever. Justin Eves says. Sorry, I shouldn't call out people's names like that, James. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that, man. Okay, but anyway, yeah, this Valentine's Day. I like dancing movies, I don't mind them. This one doesn't look like it's going to be too much of them in the strip club, which is fine by me. the first movie was a little bit much for me in that aspect, but it looks like Salma Hayek's doing something really cool in this film. And that's neat. Cool. Magic Mike trailer, guys. Did you check that out? When is this? February 10th, it said, just for Valentine's. February 10th, yes, 2023. In theaters. Plot kept under wraps. They need to update that because they just revealed the plot there on the synopsis here, didn't they? Synopsis: the further exploits of male stripper Mike Lane. Okay, so it didn't really reveal too much there, but I thought it was a pretty cool trailer there. All right, let's move on to Indiana Jones 5. Indiana Jones 5 director confirms the character will never be replaced. Really? They just had talks about them possibly making like a TV series. So James Mangold confirms that Harrison Ford's iconic character will never be replaced in response to rumors about the film. Rumors about the film? What rumors? Hey, I follow this stuff and I didn't hear any rumors that he was going to be replaced. I heard rumors about a series. So let's take a look at what's being said here. Mangold's response below. Yeah. No, but you're wrong. Basement Dweller said that Kathleen Kennedy personally replaces Indiana Jones with a woman in the movie, and test screening audiences hated it. What? What? Mangold says, nope. Haven't been any screenings at all. Yeah. Why, Paulo, it's up to you who you believe. An anonymous troll named Basement Dweller and Doomcock, or the actual director of the film. No one will ever replace Indiana Jones. Not in any script, not in any cut, never discussed. So I would believe James Mangold in that. And I know that there are people out there like this character that like to try to stoke the the speculation wagon with controversy. He's a fisherman, And people will say, well, he's been right in the past. He's been right about this, but it's also, there's an element of fishing to it where it's kind of like he throws out the headline and then hopes that it gains traction. And if it's right, then he's hooked something. And if it's wrong, then he just brings out another audacious headline. It's outrageous and it's a bit comedy, but it's also entertaining, and that's why people like him get a following. I could maybe myself try to do something like that, but that's not for me. I just like to talk about the more substantiated stuff. Every now and then, I suppose I'll indulge some speculation, but it's got to be backed with a little bit of something. I never even heard about him being replaced with a female version. I just heard about it possibly being about time travel. And then about that spin-off series, the TV series that may or may not happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah. But, that just sounds like somebody was trying to spin some kind of social politics into it. And that stuff gets clicks, but it's not my bag. All right, let's move on to Deadpool 3. Deadpool 3. James, did I mess up the arrangement here? No. Deadpool 3, which X-Men are most likely to appear? What? Well, we know that we're getting Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine. Recent announcements have revealed that a fan-favorite mutant will appear in 2024's Deadpool 3. Which X-Men could appear? Evan Peters would be kind of cool. Although, I don't know. They really messed up in Dark Phoenix to say that he should have just said to Magneto, "I'm your son, right? Are you my dad?" They should have just closed off that storyline and they left it wide open. But Evan Peters would be kind of cool to see back, because that they can use a little bit of that license now, and I guess that's what people are speculating. Professor X either as a telepathic terror or psychic partner. No, we already saw Professor X in Doctor Strange 2, and I don't know if we need to see him back. I don't think we need to retread that. Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead should make a return. Yeah, they should. Because Colossus and Deadpool had that kind of banter back and forth that everybody liked, right? And, Negasonic didn't really do too much, really. I mean, she fought. Did she really do that much? I like seeing her, but I don't. I would be other way about her. Quicksilver, a potential match for Wade Wilson's constant quipping. That too. And Evan Peters is big right now because of his Dahmer portrayal. Could he ever come back to that though? Hmm. And if they made a Ralph Boner joke, then I could see that maybe happening. And you know that Ryan Reynolds would be up to doing something like that. I could see that. Which X-Men would you like to see come in Deadpool 3? Because does that Hugh Jackman edition open the door to perhaps bringing in just a few more as cameos or, side characters that would appear in this road trip movie that's supposed to be Deadpool 3? That's fascinating. The Thunderbolts. David Harbour. He's been saying a lot recently. David Harbour calls Thunderbolts the losers of the MCU. He's going to be playing Red Guardian in that. He just played him in Black Widow, right? Calling them the losers. So, yeah, so it's kind of, if you don't know what the Thunderbolts are, they really much are kind of like, sort of like the Suicide Squad a bit, right? I guess he was out promoting his new movie, Violent Night, which I want to see. Yeah, that's one that I want to see in the theater, for sure. Read what Harbour said below. We're like losers, which I like. We're the losers. I think it's fun to watch us mess everything up. It's very funny. There's a lot of pathos in that. That's a lot of drama in a bunch of people who just keep getting their lives wrong and because of character flaws, keep messing things up. Okay. So the respect they do to Captain America and Iron Man, very capable people. There are a lot to draw on there. I think there's a lot more of the movie there that will be in the film. It's all this cool action and cool comedy from what has been described to me. Yeah, well, we know that Florence Pugh is going to be in there, Sebastian Stan, Taskmaster is going to be in there, Ghost, and the one that's going to bring it all together that was just in Wakanda Forever. That girl played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, right? The Losers. When does this come out? Thunderbolts comes out in 2024, right? Yeah, July, January, February, March, April, May, July 26th. Should start shooting this soon, right? This summer, I think it said. Thunderbolts. Yeah, okay. Losers. Fine. What's next? Constantine 2. Okay. Constantine 2 director wants the sequel to have a hard R. Wow. I don't know if you'd be able to get away with that. Hard R. Because the first one wasn't hard R. But Francis Lawrence doesn't want to hold back on any bloody carnage. The Keanu Reeves led sequel. And we've been hearing headlines about this, but Keanu said the other week that the script wasn't even, they need a story for it. Everybody's kind of agreed to do it, but they don't have a story yet. They don't have a script, which I thought was a little bit ass backwards. Okay. One of the biggest things for me about the first one was we followed, per Warner Bros., the rules to make a PG-13 movie in terms of violence, blood, language, and sexuality. But the ratings board gave us a hard R based on their gray zone of intensity. The gray zone of intensity. So maybe he just doesn't want to hold back, right? And my big regret was that we have an R-rated movie that's really a PG-13 movie. And if I was going to have it go to an R, I would have really made an R-rated movie. I would have made it much scarier and more violent, and I really would have made an R-rated movie. So that's why. So I guess maybe he felt like he was a little bit hamstrung there to confine himself to a PG-13 rating. But yeah, I think a lot of people will be up to seeing it because you're dealing with demons and, stuff like that. The underworld. Yeah, make it a little bit more gruesome. Make it a little bit more hard hitting too. Not just in the fight sequences, but make it like the Cenobites tearing somebody apart, like that kind of brutality. I think that maybe that's what he's getting at, right? with people, well, with people getting possessed and stuff like that. There's definitely got the avenue for that, and I think that would probably be to the benefit of Constantine. Yeah, for sure. Cool, and I hope he gets it. I hope he gets that. But we'll have to see. Francis Lawrence also talked about this Bioshock movie. What's this about? Bioshock movie director promises staying true to game tone. Director Francis Lawrence further details his upcoming Bioshock movie adaptation and promises to stay true to the game's tone. Okay, so again, that's good to hear, though, that the director is on board with trying to make this like true to the source material of things, right? And that's what you want, right? Bioshock director. Now, this was announced a long time ago, and this never really, it kind of just stayed in development hell for a long time. The first Bioshock game earned acclaim, and this game, sadly, I never played. But in recent interviews with Collider, Lawrence discusses his working relationship with Netflix on the Bioshock movie, so it'll be for Netflix. Okay. There's always discussions about rating and tone. I don't want to get it too much now because it's pretty early on in its process, but I certainly have felt stifled in any way or sent into misdirections with Netflix. Okay. So, yeah. So it's early. Absolutely make Constantine an R-rated movie. The subject matter commands it for sure. I think Bioshock, by the sounds of it, maybe that'd be cool if they kept that a bit of an R too, right? Although stopping short of confirming Bioshock's movie rating, well, because you haven't shot it yet, right? Lawrence's comment suggests that it'll be likely rated R. The original game was M for mature. Yeah. The game earned that rating for blood, gore, drug references, intense violence, sexual themes, and strong language. So yeah, don't hold that back. People want to see that. Gore Verbinski was previously attached, but now Francis Lawrence is. So he's got this. He's got Bioshock. It sounds like he's got Constantine 2. And wasn't he also going to. He just finished working on the Hunger Games prequel, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. He's doing that too. So his plate will be full. And it sounds like he's got some really interesting projects on the works there. This Francis Lawrence. What do you guys think about that? Bioshock movie. Did I bring some water? No, I didn't. Ooh. All right. Let's talk about some Star Wars headlines. I guess we're slowly inching towards hit or miss here. Rian Johnson still hopes to make a Star Wars movie. I guess he was just at a premiere for Glass Onion, which we're going to see next week. Not this week. Next week I'll be able to see it. I think for sure I'll be able to see this. Rian Johnson on Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery cast, and says it's his goal to step back into the Star Wars universe. Well, you can read that quote there, but with all the announcements of things coming in and out, I don't see this happening. Stick with the Knives Out, man. Stick with your bread and butter, right? Star Wars, he tried. And as much as people say that he was a huge Star Wars fan, I don't think he was. Because every director is going to say that they were Star Wars fans if you were given a Star Wars movie to direct. But he can tell just the way that he talks about it and stuff that he's not a Dave Filoni. He's not a Jon Favreau that knows the stuff, right? And if they don't know the stuff, at least they'll go and watch. Like, you can tell that those guys watched the movies growing up. When you watch and you hear Rian Johnson talk about his Star Wars, it's kind of like you could tell that he didn't really grow up watching it, right? And I know that there's the fan base out there that does like Last Jedi. Oh, I said it. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. Oh well. But I'm looking forward to Knives Out, and I think with all the cancellations with going with the Star Wars movies, I don't think that's going to happen. But I'm looking forward to Knives Out, and we'll see how that unfolds. Some more Star Wars headlines. This is kind of a miss. Why Star Wars Phasma wasn't executed for Star Killer's destruction? Do you really care? I guess there's like a comic coming out that's going to explain this. Captain Phasma covers her tracks well. And this was JJ's problem. This JJ set a character and set a look for a character that people liked. You hired an actress that could bring us something really interesting, and you do nothing with it. You do nothing with it. I'm not going to get on to the Star Wars sequel trilogy being a letdown. I think most people are starting to come around and realize that, yeah, it's not that good. Anyway, let's move on to a couple of celebrity headlines. We'll do this kind of like hit or miss. Celebrity headlines is hit or miss. Let's get through them. Over the weekend, Jay Leno seriously injured in a car garage fire. That sucks. I guess he was burned on his face from what I heard. Bummer, man. I liked Leno. Out of all the late night people, when he stopped, I think myself, I stopped watching the late night stuff. Every now and then I'll watch clips from like Kimmel a little bit. I'll watch some of the celebrity segments from Fallon, like when they sing or something like that. But Leno was like, I think he was the last one that I watched. Bummer. I got some serious burns from a gasoline fire, read in a statement from Leno. I'm okay. I just need a week or two to get back on my feet. Man, that sucks. Getting burned. Damn. That's a hit. That's a hit. Wish him all the best. Because he aside from like being a comedian, he was also a car dude, right? That was his calling. He was a gearhead. He liked collecting cars and stuff like that. And motorcycles, right? He's overall like a good dude. He likes working for charities and stuff like that. He's got a good soul. Some more celebrity headlines. Christina Applegate honored at Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony. Yeah, I saw this. And she was recently diagnosed with MS, which sucks, man. Oh, man. So this will be a hit too, because she just got her recognition for the Walk of Fame. It's like a 39-minute video there, guys. You can go check that out. She reads statement there, kind of just like thanking everybody, and it's kudos, that she still comes out and she, that she's got to walk with a cane now, and that it's just jarring to see because well, she still is beautiful, and that's cool, good for her, and she's putting up the good fight. Couldn't have happened to a nicer person as far as I'm concerned, right? Linda Cardellini was there as well, right? Because they worked together on a project recently, and that's cool. That's cool. That's a hit. That's a hit headline for sure. That'll be splashed all over the pages too. Some more celebrity news. Christina Applegate was so funny in Married with Children. Yeah, she was. Hats off to her. I liked it when she asked Al to beat up her boyfriends. It's like, Daddy, beat him up. He's like, of course, Pumpkin. And then he gets up and starts wailing on the guy. Yeah, she was good in that show for sure. Some more celebrity headlines. Candace Cameron Bure says, Great American Family will not feature gay couples, focus on traditional marriage instead. Oh, this is a miss. This is just a huge miss of a headline, and whatever happened. Like, guys, I'm not going to get preachy here. I understand that people have like their own beliefs and stuff like that, but there's a hypocrisy to this. I guess you're allowed to do what you want to do, but why do you have to come out and make statements like about it, right? Just do it. Don't say that you're going to do it and try to think that you're trying to hold up like a moral high ground here with this stuff, because you're not. You're not. You're okay. From her perspective, she thinks that she's trying to hold on to a traditional moral fiber, right? That this is the correct way to live. This is the correct way that you should be doing it. This is our traditions, and we're proud of them, kind of thing. And it's kind of like, no, people have advanced, and okay, fine then. If you don't want to make anything like that, just don't announce it, because it makes you look like this will be like even like in 10 years from now, you'll look back at this and be like, what was I thinking, right? It's kind of like, this is backwards thinking. But anyway, so what? It is what it is. Will they ever learn? Not really. It's kind of like, yeah, putting the Christ back in Christmas. Like, these people are just, that's not what Jesus would do. It's not. It's not. Oh, mercy. That's a miss. That headline sucks. Let's not talk about that anymore. Um, okay. Uh, let's talk about a few other trailers that dropped here. Moving on. There was a trailer that dropped for something called Christmas with the Campbells, starring Justin Long, Brittany Snow, and Joanna Garcia Swisher, Julia Duffy, and George Wendt. Norm. Cool. Yeah, I dig that. Let's take a look at. Okay, guys, I can't really play this trailer for you guys because it is a bit racy. They use some profanity in this that describes an human anatomy. So it's going to be a comedy that's supposed to be like a rom-com. It's got Brittany Snow in it as the main character. And we just saw Brittany Snow. Here she's a redhead. But we just saw her in X. She was the blonde in X, who has a very interesting encounter with an alligator. And I didn't recognize her at first. I don't. And she sang, actually, she sang in that too. She had a nice voice. And then this guy's like her douchey boyfriend, and it's kind of like he talks about her parts in the trailer. So that's why we can't watch it. But it's got Justin Long in here. I guess who's going to be playing like the stud of the movie that she's going to fall in love with, I suppose. I got no problems with that. Who's this Joanne Swisher? Oh, there's Norm right there. And they're in bed drinking, trying to, keep the romance alive. Yeah, it had some of that crass humor to it that I was kind of like not expecting in this trailer. And I think this one could be a hit. The Campbell Way, Christmas with the Campbells. Who's the other actress that I was talking about in this? Justin Long. So, who is it? Let's see. Yeah, her. Joanna Swisher. Right? I don't see her in much. But, yeah, I'll be looking forward to this. Let's see what people say. Only 7. Justin Long is killing it with these horror movies nowadays. Oh, yeah, because he was just in Barbarian, which I haven't seen yet. Trust me, I'm going to get to it. Hopefully sometime this week. Glad to see he's still alive after that scene in Oh, hey, I don't want spoilers, man. I don't want spoilers. But watch this trailer. It's got some comedy to it that it's kind of like my bag. Kind of like Wedding Crashers comedy. Like that kind of comedy. That's what I was getting from this. Okay, what's next? Another trailer dropped for something called there's something from Tiffany's. Is that what it's called? And then this one's going to be on Prime, so we'll not talk about it too much. Something from Tiffany's. Zoe Dutch. That's why I watched it, because I like Zoe Dutch. Why not? I guess she is having a good time with her relationship, and it's kind of like a Christmas movie, holiday kind of thing again. And these two guys go out and buy gifts for their girlfriends. One buys an engagement ring, and the other person buys some earrings, and the gifts get swapped. So this guy accidentally proposes to his girlfriend when he just wants to give her earrings, right? So I found it actually kind of charming. He's kind of like yeah, she's like, he wasn't intending to give the engagement ring to her, which would be a huge mistake. Imagine that. Why would you not check to make sure that you got the right gift from the jewelry store? Like, jewelry is one of those things that you want to go to the actual store to get it and not order it online, right? Imagine that happening. But it looks like these two guys are playing it up pretty good. And I like Zoe Dutch, as I said, so kind of a charming comedy there, Something from Tiffany's, on Prime, December 9th. On Prime Video, December 9th. Okay. All right, guys, that's all I've got pretty much in the can for today. Well, in the works, because it's been a weird day. Been a really weird day for me. So we'll just round things up by looking at the old Twitterverse. That'll tell us if we missed any big, huge headlines. And tomorrow we'll be back on the 12 o'clock schedule for sure. And then tomorrow, guys, also tomorrow we're doing Andor, episode 11. Full live watch along at 1:30 p.m. Can't wait for that. 2 more episodes to wrap that up. On the weekends, we do the Horror Weekly Roundup, where we talk about all the horror movie news headlines that dropped during the week. We've got some good ones already in the works for that, for sure. And then, of course, we know that we do the movie news here during the week. Walter Hamada has signed an exclusive multi-year deal with Paramount Pictures, so he went to Paramount. Okay. He was the guy at Warner Bros., but he left because he didn't like the way that it was going. I don't know why you would be opposed to a 10-year plan, but I think maybe because he promised some other people to make movies and they weren't going to do that anymore. I don't know. Whatever. That's just speculation on my part. Both Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan say they would return for a Freaky Friday sequel. Well, that's cool. And Lindsay Lohan was just in a Christmas movie on Netflix that's actually gotten some good praise, I think, right? That's good for her. I have brain fog. I thought Andor had finished. Woohoo. Yeah. No. 2 more episodes for Andor. First look at Hunters. Okay, that's a series. Logan Lerman. Yeah, I didn't even recognize him in Bullet Train. Because he more or less just played a body. Okay. Viola Davis has received Grammy nominations for Best Audiobook Narration. Cool. I like Viola Davis. Grammys. Okay, we're not going to go through the Grammy nominations. That's music stuff. Batman. Okay, so Batman score, Encanto, No Time to Die. Power of the Dog. What? Guys, that's from last year. What the heck are you talking about? Best compilation soundtrack for visual media. Elvis. I'd put that up. Encanto was last year. What the heck are you talking about? Stranger Things Volume 4. Yeah, people will be liking that one because of Master of Puppets, right? Top Gun Maverick, definitely. West Side Story was last year. What the heck are you guys talking about? This is why the Grammys and some of the music stuff is a hogwash. Vegas by Doja Cat from Baz Luhrmann's Elvis received a nomination. Okay. I did like the soundtrack for Elvis. Yeah, I did indeed. Elfman gets a nomination. Trailer for Magic Mike's Last Dance. Zaslav says Warner Bros. Discovery is going to drive the hell out of DC. You will see a lot of growth around DC. We haven't done a Superman movie in 13 years. Well, yeah, we're getting a new Superman for sure. Damien Chazelle and all the cast of characters were out for Babylon screening in LA last night. And these were the people that went out and saw it. They came out and said that it's a mess. Huh. The more I think about it, I just want to get myself riled up again. I don't. And I kind of, maybe I do want to talk about that. But maybe later on tonight, I don't know. Because I'm running late and I have to go out for my walk. My daily walk. I like to try to get in at least 4 kilometers a day. Which is just not that long. It's like only, 30 minutes? Janelle Monáe. Yeah, this is what I'm looking forward to. Glass Onion. I like Janelle Monáe. Very talented. Kate Hudson. So the Glass Onion premiere there. Madeline Klein. Chloe Bailey will star in Wall Street drama Midas Touch. Youngest equity trader on the floor of the stock exchange. Okay. Jessica Chastain says an announcement about her next project is coming tomorrow. Really? I like Jessica Chastain. I'll come out and see you. Um, what would that be about? Let's take a look at her IMDb. What have people been clamoring for from Jessica Chastain? Uh, I haven't heard any buzz as to what people would like to see from her. Let's just pull up her IMDb. Another comic book movie, maybe? I don't know. Let's see. The Division, Mother's Instinct. So it won't be one of those. Memory. George and Tammy. We saw that's coming out on Showtime, right? The Good Nurse. Oh, that's on Netflix right now too. I need to watch that too. Armageddon Time's in theaters right now too. I need to see that. It's Cheap Tuesday. Maybe I can go see it. Ooh, maybe I could. So it's speculation. What could it possibly be? Huh. Fascinating. We'll have to pay attention tomorrow for that announcement. It's probably just like a shoe commercial or something. I don't know. But people have been asking about it, so I guess that, well, we'll have to see. Diego Calva, Margot Robbie are receiving acclaim for their performances in Babylon. Anya Taylor-Joy is out for the menu press. Yeah. Cool. Andrew Garfield for British GQ. Shirtless Andrew Garfield. I thought you were taking a break from it, man. And what are those, leather pants? Okay. Fine. Yeah, and I saw an article with him recently. He was talking about the brotherhood he felt on Spider-Man No Way Home, being there with Toby and Tom Holland. Yeah, I bet, man. You all get to live that dream come true together, and that would have been awesome. Those days on set would have been awesome. Okay, more reactions. Babylon, and Lindsay Lohan says she wants to join the MCU. Okay. Tar is also playing on VOD tomorrow. That's with Kate Blanchett. She plays like a orchestra conductor kind of thing, right? I hear good things about that. I hear good things about her performance. Yeah. Art Glass Viking says Andrew looks Spider-Man ready there. Yeah. I wish they would give him a chance to do one last one. They maybe have him fight Tom Hardy's Venom. Yeah. That would be cool. Why not? All right, I think that's it for today, guys. I think that's all we can do. We've been going for just under an hour, right? So it's a bit late today. I apologize for that. Just had some family issues that I got to deal with and take care of. But Smile will be released on Paramount Plus tomorrow. Cool. Jenna Ortega. We're going to be watching her in the Wednesday series on Netflix. We'll be doing full live watch-alongs for Wednesday when that comes out on Netflix. Hopefully it's not going to drop in one big batch. Hopefully it'll be a weekly experience, but if it's not, then we'll have to schedule it around that. I'll look into it. And join us tomorrow then, guys, for more movie news headlines. I hope I didn't offend too many people with the Babylon stuff. It is what it is. Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow on 12 p.m. for the proper time for Mirror Domains Movie News. See you guys next time.